ESPN on ABC.
Tonight, for the 493rd time in the regular season, the most between two franchises ever, the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks meet this chapter in Madison Square Garden. And simply put, Jason Tatum has been the best player on the best team this season, and the Celtics, they are looking to extend their 7-game winning streak tonight. The Knicks, meanwhile, they looked incredible, right, in the month of January, but they've come back down to earth a little bit this month after a few injuries. But as long as they have that guy, Jalen Brunson, they have a chance. Knicks, Celtics, we're counting you down on ABC.
Welcome to NBA Saturday Primetime on ABC.
They can't do it like we do this, let me demonstrate. Set the pace, I'm the living proof, just watch me elevate.
Every time I step on the floor, I'm the best player.
Oh, he set off the smoke detector! Putting on a show here at the Garden.
He's continuing to show his worth and show how great he is.
We just present so many questions of how are you going to guard us.
Highlight reel stop from Jaylen Brown. And the Celtics win it. Let's go, Knicks! Let's go, Knicks! We know Jalen Brunson is the guy for the New York Knicks. Pull up 16. Footer! Got it!
I got to go out there and be the best player I can be every single night. That's what I'm focusing on.
They don't want to see me elevate.
Welcome to NBA Countdown, delivered by Papa John's.
Hey, welcome to our NBA studios here in Los Angeles. Fresh off the plane from Minneapolis, Stephen A. Smith is here, our senior insider, Adrian Wojnarowski, the legend, Michael Wilbon, the two-time Executive of the Year, Bob Myers, is here with us as well. I'm Malika Andrews, and we are getting you ready for an Eastern Conference showdown between the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics. So, gentlemen, let's take a look at the standings here. This is something we're going to be doing a whole lot as we march toward the playoffs, because the Celtics, they have a comfortable head and shoulders lead on the rest of the conference. The Knicks, they were a half game out from the 2 seed just about 3 weeks ago. They've taken a little tumble, not too far, Stephen A., to 4th place. But when you look at that 2 seed that the Cavaliers currently hold, how important is that for your Knicks come the playoffs?
It's not that important. I'm really not concerned. I'm really not concerned at all. I mean, listen, if the New York...
We'll see you at halftime. Mike Breen, take it away.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, Malika, it's a chilly but beautiful Saturday night in Manhattan, where the New York basketball fans, they've got some Knick fever this season. But tonight their team faces off against the best the NBA has to offer, the Boston Celtics, before a sold-out Madison Square Garden. Jason Tatum having another special season. He's got one thing on his mind, and that's a banner. He'll go up against Jalen Brunson, also having a magical season for the Knicks. Those two were teammates at All-Star Weekend last weekend. They were ready to do battle here tonight at the Garden. And good evening, everyone. Along with Doris Burke and our most recent new addition, J.J. Redick, Mike Breen on hand, Lisa Saltler's with us as well. You picked a great game to start because this has a chance to be something special. A raucous crowd expected. Let's start with the Boston Celtics, best team in the NBA. They're great offensively. They're great defensively. They have star power. But maybe their biggest strength, Doris, is they're playing beautiful team basketball.
They are, and all the skill they have requires nightly give and take. And so much of the conversation, Mike, is centered around the Jays, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And yes, they have to take fewer shots, but you can look across the top 6 and know there's been sacrifice. Kristaps Porzingis has said, listen, I don't care who shoots the basketball as long as we're making the right play. Al Horford is no longer a starter, and he could easily start for many teams. Drew Holiday nightly has to morph his defensive role. But JJ, we know this in the NBA. The spotlight turns to one player in particular, specifically on NBA teams.
To win at the highest level in the NBA, you need your best player to be a superstar, and Jason Tatum has been that once again this season. Coming off 2 first-team All-NBA seasons, he continues to improve on the margins. Over 40% on threes off the dribble over the last 24 games, and averaging a career high in assists.
Meanwhile, for the Knicks, JJ, certainly they're playing terrific team basketball as well. But there's no question what their strength is. Jalen Brunson, since he's come to New York, he's changed change the franchise and become one of the best players in the NBA.
Since Jalen Brunson signed here in New York, he has been a true star in these bright lights. He's having a career year, coming off his first All-Star appearance, and you see the numbers here in February. Without Randall, the production continues to go up. But Doris, it's not just Brunson. Leon Rose and his front office have done an outstanding job of building out this roster.
They have. Depth has become a real strength, and sometimes that job requires patience and understanding. Role players who fill a need and absorb responsibility and fit the roster are important. You could look at a guy like OG Anunoby in the defense he plays. In the absence of Randall, I'm looking directly at Dante DiVincenzo, who has been two things for them: willing to absorb an incredible defensive assignment nightly, willing to play huge minutes, and he's been productive offensively. Mike, he's been dynamic.
Now we're set to go. The New York Knickerbockers and the Boston Celtics have met more times than any two teams in NBA history. The first time was 78 years ago. The latest coming up next from Madison Square Garden.
NBA Saturday Primetime on ABC is presented by Wingstop. Bring the flavor. This presentation of NBA Saturday Primetime, presented by Wingstop, will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Well, we have dramatics here tonight.
The Knicks always resented the Celtics. Hard-fought basketball between two great teams.
Boston versus New York, one of the NBA's original rivalries. Longtime competitors and sometime combatants.
It's the way this team plays, the fight and the grit.
These Knicks will make you earn it. Their spirit endearing them to the Garden faithful.
The Knicks are playing tough right now.
The crowd has gone bonkers here.
The Celtics commanding the East all season.
A dominant performance and a dominant stretch and a dominant year for the NBA's best team.
Looking to maintain it at MSG.
Oh, it's Jason Tatum's world.
He's just in a zone right now.
Puts it up. It's good.
Is there anything Jalen Brunson can't do?
This is what we've been waiting for.
It's that time, the Boston Celtics facing the New York Knicks. Welcome to NBA Saturday Primetime, presented by Wingstop. The city that never sleeps, hoping for a long run for these Knicks this year. Boston Celtics, though, hoping for another championship. These two longtime rivals. It's been a long time since they've both been contenders at the same time. Perhaps this will be a year. As the All-Star break is over, both teams have already played one game and set to go in the home stretch. Our starting lineups are delivered by Taco Bell. And what a starting five for Joe Mazzulla and the Boston Celtics. Best record in the NBA, 44-12. They're won 7 in a row, including the first game after the All-Star break the other night. And meanwhile, for Tom Thibodeau and the Knicks, they're banged up. Their starting front court still out. Julius Randle, OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson. But Hartenstein, Achua, and DiVincenzo have been just superb, filling in for some of the walking wounded of these New York Knicks. And for the first time tonight, let's say hello to Lisa Salters. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Mike. Well, New York currently 4th in the East and ready to make a playoff push. But like you said, they are still without 3 of their starters. Center Mitchell Robinson had ankle surgery in December and likely won't be back until later in the regular season. But the Knicks are hoping that Julius Randle and OG Anunoby will be able to return sooner. Both are missing their 11th consecutive game tonight. Randle was out on the court pregame, getting some work in, and told reporters earlier this week that while his rehab for that dislocated shoulder is going well, he hasn't ruled out season-ending surgery. Assuming no surgery is necessary, Tom Thibodeau said he's hoping to have Randle back around mid-March, and Anunoby, Tibbs said, hopefully soon.
Well, it was February 1st. The Knicks were 32-17. They were a half game out of second in the East. They had won 15 of 17. Then the injuries happened. They dropped 4 in a row going into the All-Star break. They did win the other night against Philadelphia, but now playing a Celtics team that has, after 56 games, a 44-12 record, which is the exact same record they had after 56 games in a year in 2008. And we know how that finished up for the Boston Celtics. And this is a energetic crowd. JJ, you played a lot of time here. This place has a special buzz to it on nights like this.
When the Garden is buzzing, there's no better place to play. And honestly, Mike, there's no better place to play when you're a visiting player.
So Kristaps Porzingis, who used to be the home team player and now the visiting player, who has been just spectacular for the Celtics. He'll jump against Hartenstein. Boston also won 7 in a row.